Hey, guys, can you hear me perfectly? Hopefully. Let me go ahead and do this really quick. All right, how's that? Sorry, it looked like my microphone might have been going a little crazy there for a second. Sorry about that. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. I appreciate it. We have a lot of people on right now. Thank you so much. Yes, we're going to be dropping on into those those categories. We have a lot to talk about. As most of you guys know, I was not feeling good earlier. I made a post saying I didn't know if I was going to post anything today. I decided to go to bed and sleep it off, and thankfully most of it gone away. So hey, Yellow Rice Boy, how you doing, man? I missed the last live stream. I fell asleep, which is good because I need to get back in a sleeping order. You're not the only one. Same here. Hello, good to see you. I'll be watching classic Universal monster films. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Greetings, Francis. How you doing, man? Thank you so much. Adam, how you doing? Thank you. X-Man, how are you doing? Ghoul Sniper, hey, thank you guys. Yes, we're going to be diving into a couple subjects today, guys. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be dropping on into the Magic remake that's supposed to be remade by Sam Raimi, and we're going to talk about why I might get some hate for this, but why I think it might be a good idea. And then we're going to be talking about the Munsters, which I'm excited to talk about. My personal movie review. Probably won't be any spoiler discussions. Probably not here. I might do a separate video on that, but I did record my reaction to the movie, so that will be posted as soon as my editor gets it done. What's going on, man? How you doing? Never Normal Noah, how you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on in here. Really appreciate it, dude. I'm doing okay. How are you doing this afternoon? We'd understand if you didn't feel good, then go live, Jordan. As long as you're getting better, that's what matters. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. By the way, guys, hit that like button if you're hopping on in here, and we will go ahead and get started with the first one as soon as we hit 10 likes. If we hit 10 likes, we're going to go ahead and get started with the first subject. So, and of course, yeah, again, we're going to be starting out with the Magic remake. So hit that like button. It really means a lot. Yes. 6 likes. Come on, we can get it to 10 at least. We can at least get it to 10. I'm okay if we're at 10 tops. That's fine. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started here in a second. I tried to put the password in. Vimeo wasn't working unless I put it in wrong. I can't really on here give you any information on that. Thank you. If any of you guys are wondering what he's talking about, if you are a member, don't give the password away, guys. Whatever you do, do not give the password away. That's a very personal thing. Unless you become a member or a patron, you cannot use this password to get into the videos that I have exclusively for patrons and members. So message me privately, man, and I'll see what you did wrong. I can tell you this, though. It's all caps. Everything is caps. So if you're not doing it in all caps, I'd say give it another go on that. But my daughter's 16th birthday is today. Nobody even bothered to show up. Well, happy birthday to your 16-year-old daughter. That is awesome. Happy birthday. I'm sorry no one bothered to show up. What kind of crazy people do we have running around? Hey, but how you doing, Ames? Thank you so much for hopping on in today. Hey, Jordan, I just wanted to hop on in and say hello. Got to go, really busy right now, so see ya. Okay, well, no problem, X-Man. Thank you so much for hopping on in, at the least, putting that effort in. Thank you so much. Not good, not too good, man, but can't complain. Should have said that, man. LOL. Oh, I didn't say all caps, did I? I apologize. Hopefully the all caps works. If it does work, there you go. It should be all caps. So, yes, okay, we're going to go ahead. We have 9 likes. We're practically at 10. We're practically at 10 likes. So we can go ahead and get started with the first subject, and you guys can give your opinions as I'm talking about these certain subjects. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive into the first subject, which, of course, I did mention was going to be, as soon as I get to that screen, bam, Magic. Sam Raimi is going to be remaking the Magic movie. Interesting choice. Personally, I'm not saying that it's a bad choice. I think Sam Raimi is a great director. I just don't know. Sam Raimi has had his stinker movies. I will be honest. There's some movies of his that I just do not care about at all. And we'll get more into that. But right now, Magic is getting a remake by Sam Raimi. And again, if you don't know who Sam Raimi is the director of all the original Evil Dead films. So Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, and Army of Darkness. He also directed the Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, and so far, so many more other things, including like Drag Me to Hell and all of that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Sam Raimi's take possible take. I'm not sure if it's like 100% confirmed yet, but this is in the talks right now. It actually might be confirmed. I think he is remaking it. So, okay. So if any of you have seen the original Magic, please let me know in the comments. Have you guys seen Magic? Not a lot of people have, and it's understandable. It wasn't really one that really struck a lot of people's radars. Most disappointing thing is her father not showing up. That is unfortunate. I am sorry to hear that. Hey, Edward, how you doing, man? Magic was creepy as hell. It is a very unsettling, weird movie. I was watching clips of it actually like about 20 minutes ago. I was watching some clips from the movie without spoiling anything in case anybody has not seen it. Just as long as Magic doesn't end up CGI or for Fats. I really doubt they're going to make Fats CGI. I mean, when you really sit back and think about it, the new Child's Play had every opportunity to make that doll 100% CGI, but most of the time it was actually a real doll. So I just don't see them making this ventriloquist dummy a CGI puppet. I really feel like there's going to be another dummy. I mean, even the Goosebumps movie had an actual dummy on set for most of the movie. So like I really doubt they're going to be doing any CGI with Fats. And if they did, that would take me out of the whole concept right away. The first half actually is more of the slow part of the movie. I'd say the next half of the movie is actually much more intense. Let's see here. Magic was creepy as hell. Just as long as CGI dummy is really alive, like Slappy from Goosebumps. Exactly. You're on it. I didn't read your full comment, so I apologize. But yeah, Fats is such a unsettling doll. And basically, I can give you a quick synopsis of the movie, which is basically about a guy who is kind of a loner, who really finds interest in being a comedian, an entertainer, and he gets a pretty damn good. He really becomes fond of ventriloquism, so he gets a dummy named Fats, and slowly but surely this man starts kind of losing his sanity while using the dummy as a way to cope with his own problems. Like, he will use the dummy, and yeah, it's a pretty it's a psychological romance movie in some regards. It's pretty creepy. And so I mean, I've always recommended it. If anybody's ever asked me, have you ever seen Magic, or like, I mean, they've never seen it or anything like that, I would say, oh, definitely check it out, because, you know, one of Anthony Hopkins' more underappreciated movies, I think. He's such a big name, but yet no one talks about Magic. They're always talking about Silence of the Lambs or stuff like that. But I thought Magic kind of did something different for Anthony Hopkins. He wasn't playing that creepy guy. He was creepy, but he wasn't creepy in the sense that, you know, he was very much like trying to get under your skin. He was creepy that you just didn't know where his character was going to go. I saw the movie The Black Phone. I believe my review seems scary as hell. I believe you reviewed. Yeah, okay, yeah. I know I love The Black Phone, man. I've really been wanting to watch that one again. The first half builds tension because of the Corky's story. It goes into depth of his sanity, his past, and his family, and his relationship with Peg, that they get into disturbing stuff with Fats. Yeah, exactly. It's probably a better way to put it, I would say. It's such a layered movie, though. Like, if you have not seen it, again, I highly recommend it. And the fact that Sam Raimi wants to come on and do this, I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't a diehard fan of Drag Me to Hell. I understand why people love it, but it wasn't really necessarily my cup of tea, or cup of coffee, if you will. And I mean, I love his original Evil Dead trilogy. That's where I'm more excited about, especially if he decides he wants to maybe do something different with the idea. It doesn't have to be the same movie. It can be a remake and do some things differently, which I prefer a remake to do, instead of telling the same old story. If you're gonna remake it, do something different. Or I always recommend that. Don't try to do a shot for shot remake, because then it's no point. You know, Disney does that all the time with these remakes, a shot per shot remake, and it's just, why? Why would you do that? Honestly, could you imagine a sequel to Magic with Anthony Hopkins, like, way older, and without spoiling anything, don't spoil it. I know what your guys are going to say, but at the end of the movie, you wouldn't think that, you know, a remake probably could have happened in some sense, but it's like, if they did do that, and we got to see, like, an old, like, decrepit looking Fats and him, like, I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting. I always thought that. But I mean, I'm down for a remake. Again, I think it's one of those ones that could benefit from a remake, because it's just like one of those movies that no one ever talks about. No one even knows about the original one. So if they do come out with a new one, it might get people thinking, oh, I maybe should go back and check that one out and give it a chance. And it's like, yes, please. And you might really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it the first time around. I was introduced to magic when I was just scrolling through. I think I was just looking up horror movies at the time, and I wanted to see something with ventriloquist dummies because I had just watched Dead Silence, and I was like, "Damn, that was a really good time." And the dolls really creeped me out, so I really want to go ahead and find another ventriloquist dummy movie. And Magic popped up, and I didn't even know Anthony Hopkins was even in that many horror movies back in the day. So I just was like, okay, let's give it a shot. And I overall, yes, it's a bit of a slow burn, but if you're into that, you might enjoy it. Another scary Anthony Hopkins movie is Audrey Rose. Check it out. I might have to. Let's see here. I still find Drag Me to Hell entertaining, like Inspired by Thinner. It's entertaining. It is entertaining. I won't deny that. It just, not everything worked for me. I do love the part with the goat. That kills me every time. I thought that was funny, and it very much is gross. He goes all the way with the ideas. I'm not saying a sequel couldn't happen with Magic, not one with old Hopkins, but you could bring back Anne Margaret and a child she had with Hopkins, who finds dilapidated fats and restores it. That could be an idea. But honestly, I would love to see Hopkins come back. I would love to imagine him like at a psych ward or something, right? And he gets out somehow, and then he finds Fats, like maybe someone saves Fats for him, and he uses it again, and he starts talking through it and stuff, and maybe the local sheriff comes on in and stuff and tries to like see how he's doing, and he's hiding the fact that he's talking with Fats again. I mean, there's a lot you could do here. I think it would be great. I really do. I'd love it. And Anthony Hopkins, I know he's not like as energetic as he used to be, but he could literally just be an old guy who sits there and uses a dummy. It's not that hard to do. Hey, X-Men, welcome back. How you doing, man? But overall, that's what I think about the concept of the remake. Do I think it should happen? Absolutely. I think this is one of those ones where it's like, in a world where we keep talking about remakes to Halloween, The Exorcist, Jaws, all of these movies that seem to be timeless classics, and I'm not going to shame the original Magic in any way, but again, it's not one that's up there with the levels of The Exorcist, Jaws, or it's not one of those movies. And some people might consider it to be one of those, and that's fantastic, but in the overall run, in the overall concept, it's just not as popular. So it's one that could really benefit from a remake. And I didn't think that with it at first. It used to be one of the most scariest films and traumatized children back in like the 90s and stuff. But and not even just children, adults got traumatized too, but it benefited from that remake, and people actually started talking about the original one a lot more, even getting the original one an actual documentary made after it because it became so much popular again. Dead of Night is an anthology horror from the 1940s, has a creepy ventriloquist story in it. I'm gonna check that one out. Anyone seen Anthony Hopkins' remake of the Wolfman? Yeah. I actually like that remake. I know a lot of people hate the Wolfman remake. I actually enjoy it. I do. My mother was not a whore. Lawrence Talbot? And they all just look at each other like they're all shocked. Like, he's back in town? But anyways, that was my opinion on the subject matter. I know a lot of people love. I actually have been talking to a couple of you guys, and a couple of you guys actually love the original Magic, which is really cool because I didn't think there was that many Magic fans out there. I myself am a fan. I love Fats. I love Fats. I think he's a great character. And Anthony Hopkins as Corky, yeah, just a good time. Just a good time, especially if you're into that kind of stuff, So I highly recommend the original. Definitely check it out before the remake comes out. I recommend it. So, all right, let's go ahead and drop on into the next subject, the next category, which of course, we're not sure how many people are going to be excited, but yeah, we're going to be talking about the Munsters movie. The Munsters that dropped on Netflix literally, I think 2 days ago. Yeah, movie reviews have been coming out. Reactions have been coming out. My reaction is filmed. It's currently getting edited right now, so that one should be out probably within the first week of October, and you guys will see my reaction. But overall, we're just going to go ahead and talk about the movie a little bit, give you guys my personal overall take, and I'll be honest. We're going to go ahead and do the Munsters movie review. Rob Zombie remade the Munsters. Well, I'm not going to say it's a remake, because it's not a remake. I don't know what he tried to do here. It's a prequel to the TV show, because he loved the show growing up, and it's more of a love letter than anything. There's a lot of Okay, how am I gonna dive into this one? No, no one hates you. No one in this community hates people for their opinions. If you like the movie, that is awesome. If you love the movie, that's fantastic. If you hate the movie, understandable. I say that with almost every film that comes out. I don't hold any grudges. I know people who don't like the Shawshank Redemption, yet love movies like Jack and Jill. I mean, seriously. But do they show hints of Eddie coming along the way? That I can remember, no. As a matter of fact, I don't think they hinted him at all in this movie. No, I don't think so. No, not at all. Anyways, but without spoiling anything, and this is a prequel. This is before Eddie Munster. This is before any of that stuff. This is literally them in Transylvania moving to Hollywood, where eventually the Munsters show came out and stuff, and it's literally the prequel to the Munsters TV show. And there's a side of me that really feels like this would have benefited more as a series and not a Rob Zombie movie. And the way it's shot, the way it's edited, the transitioning between scenes, it felt genuinely a lot like the show when it came to that kind of stuff. And if that's what they were going for, maybe to use a TV show approach would have been better. So I've heard from a few people it's pretty mixed. You either like it or you don't. And that's basically where we're getting at. I mean, and I've not heard one person say that I know of personally say, I loved this fucking movie. And if you did, fantastic. I love that you loved it. I really do, because I don't think it's that bad. No. It's a bad movie. Okay. It's a bad movie. I'm not going to not acknowledge that. But on the overall outcome I had on it, I didn't hate watching it. I wasn't like destroyed or pissed off or angry. It didn't do that to me. I actually utterly kind of enjoyed myself watching it. And some of the cringiness, I think, added some odd, weird levels of charm. I just oddly confused by it. But and you look at that, you loved it. That's great. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you loved the Munsters. I really am. I have nothing against people who love the movie. As a matter of fact, if you can't handle people's opinions, if they did love it, for one, you shouldn't be reviewing movies anyway, because fuck. Are you going to watch mine? Absolutely. I was bummed it was not on Netflix Canada. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Mirror Domains. But there's a lot of things with this movie that are going to mix people. And it's obvious. It's already been happening. People have been giving reviews, and it's either hate or like. I have not seen too many that love this movie. Some people love it, and I'm glad. I'm happy. Rob Zombie didn't do... The jokes in the movie did not work. Rob Zombie is not that great at writing jokes. Some of them worked. I would say I would say about 5% of them worked for me. The rest, not so much. It really genuinely felt like just lame, half-assed writing when it came to the jokes. And I'm sorry to say that. I really am. Again, if you loved it, I'm happy for you. But the jokes did not work for me all too well. The transitioning, the weird editing, the green screen, fake walking in front of a green screen effect, which I do understand happened in the show a lot. We're doing a movie that's supposed to, like, be more modern. I mean, dude, this guy, when he directed this movie, I think he really had a vision here. I think I know what he was going for. And a lot of people, I've been told, actually stop watching the movie after 10 minutes. And that's a shame, too, because the movie does pick up. I think it does pick up, and people will be like, nope, that's it, I'm done. Because the first bit of the movie is really cringy. I will grant you that. Almost everything that happens within the first 10 to possibly 25 to 30 minutes in the beginning of the movie is a smidgen cringy. Richard Brake, who I'm actually a pretty big fan of, is one of the cringiest parts of the movie, in my opinion. Like, he has good moments, he has okay moments, but Richard Brake in the movie, as this mad scientist, I know what he was going for. He was going for, like, this Vincent Price character, but I just, at some points, I was just like, you can even see my reaction where I'll just go, like it's painful, like in some senses. But And see that Francis said the second half was better than the first. Absolutely 100% agree with you. The first half of the movie was really hard to get through. I would actually even say, though I do not approve of Herman Munster's voice, with like Herman Munster's voice in the movie, I have to say he's not a bad character. He's not like the most horrible thing about this movie. The worst thing about this movie is the writing. The writing is the worst part about this movie. And there's some people who hate the lighting, who have problems with the lighting. I didn't really care for. I didn't really, that really didn't bother me all too much. I know what they were wanting to do. I feel like if it was black and white, and I said this during my reaction, I feel like if it was black and white, it would have benefited a lot more, because the lighting was so bright in some cases, and you could definitely tell it was made for almost black and white. It felt like it was made to be black and white. But I'm assuming the studio probably got involved and said, no one's going to watch this movie if it's black and white, which is a dang shame. Seriously, because it's like, I really feel like with the way that what they were trying to do would have benefited if it was black and white. And I will also say this is not really that big of a spoiler, but there's a moment in this movie where Lily Munster is on a date, and this is not really a spoiler. It was actually in the trailer. It shows, between her and Orlok, there's a scene where she's on a date. And she brings up, this is supposed to be a prequel, by the way, to the show, right? That was like a 60s show, I think. It was made in the 60s, I want to say. And this is a show that takes place before that. A movie that takes place before the show. And during this dating moment, she mentions to Orlok, so on your dating profile, which indicates they have dating profiles in this universe. So like cell phones, computers, and stuff like that. Because I don't know how else she would have said dating profile if that wasn't what she was talking about. And then he proceeds to ask about rats. And he pulls out old pictures that look like they were taken from like the 30s and 40s, right? Very old. Yet they have dating apps. I'm surprised he didn't pull out a cell phone. So like, again, nothing about the writing really makes all that much sense here. I really feel like he was going for something specific, but in the long run, it was just not that great of writing. And I like Rob Zombie I like Rob Zombie movies, by the way. Do not mistake it. I'm a fan. I love House of a Thousand Corpses. I was decently okay with Devil's Rejects. There's too much of the R-word stuff in that movie that I don't really care for it all that much. I semi-enjoyed Halloween from 2007. I don't think it's that bad. I enjoyed, for what it was, 31. It's not that great of a movie, but I kind of enjoyed it. Lords of Salem, I didn't love at first. It's one of those ones I've gone back to several times, and I'm like, you know what? That wasn't that bad. The ending, stupid, but it wasn't that bad. Rob Zombie has a specific style. As a matter of fact, I've said he's like the horror equivalent to Tim Burton. Like, he has that crazy style. But this movie, maybe it would have benefited more if Tim Burton got a hold of it. I don't know. But again, there's a lot here. I really feel like I could see what he was going for. I was actually like rooting for this guy to give us something really unique. I thought if this guy could pull this off, he's good. He's good. But after the Universal Studios dropped it from Peacock to Netflix, I was like, there is something up with this. And it's not just because they have no faith in like the marketing and stuff. There is something up with this entire movie. And I saw the movie and I'm like, now I can see why the studio dropped this thing from place to place to place. And it sucks, like Rob Zombie movies, but this one, it did nothing for me. And I don't think it's going to do a lot for a lot of people. I think you know what? Here's what I'll say about this. I feel like this movie's going to win a lot of the people over as years go by. I think there are going to be people who are going to make this a Halloween tradition. I do. It has that feel to it. I mean, let's face it. I'm sure a lot of people were mixed on Ernest Scared Stupid back in the day. I'm sure there were. I'm sure there are people like, you know what, that's not for me. It's kind of stupid. It's not really my cup of coffee. And then later on, they're like, you know what, this is actually kind of fun. Let's go ahead and keep watching this for Halloween. I mean, I'm sure the same thing could have been said for Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, Scary Godmother, and I feel like this will eventually become one of those household name movies that people will throw on during Halloween, kind of like Ernest Scared Stupid. Do you think Rob Zombie is still going to have to crowdsource movies? At this rate, probably. That's probably the only way he's going to get a movie ever made again. I hate saying that because I do not have anything against Rob Zombie. And I feel like with this movie, the studio gave him a decent little budget. And whether it was how much he was saying it was or the 40 million, I don't know. I don't know how much he was given, but I genuinely feel like this guy has blown it with a major studio. I don't think Universal Studios is going to be backing him ever again. They gave him such a big property with the Munsters, and in a sense, he kind of blew it. So I'm hoping maybe he gets another chance. I really feel like he needs to. The problem with Rob Zombie, and I've heard great stories about the guy. I've heard he's such a sweetheart. He's such a good guy. Actually, when you talk to him, he's a big fan of what he does, and I'm sure he is. I can definitely see the passion throughout the Munsters. Regardless of what you thought of it, there was passion behind it, and you can see it obvious as day. The grandpa, beautiful casting. The guy who played the grandpa did an amazing job. Lily Munster, too whimsical. Too whimsical. The whole movie, I was just sitting there just making fun of her because she was just too whimsical, man. She was just going around going, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you've watched the movie. She's just too much of this, too much of this. And I don't even think in the show she was that whimsical. But in this, she was like everywhere. And and her character to me could have been better. I don't really had nothing against Lily. I mean, sure, Sherry Moon Zombie in this movie. The fact that it's Sherry Moon Zombie, though, and I was like, you could have casted someone a little bit better to play Lily Munster. And it is what it is. I had a feeling he was going to cast her anyways. And honestly, like, there's a lot here. The ending annoyed me a lot. I actually saw comments where people were like, the ending was amazing. And I'm like, not for me. I was kind of shocked. I'm not joking. The ending to the movie, don't spoil it, guys. Please don't spoil the ending. I know it's tempting, but don't spoil it. We'll have a more I think spoiler discussion about the movie at some point. Probably during my no, I'll probably do it for Patreon. I'll probably do a spoiler discussion for Patreon. But the ending to the movie, man, during my reaction, I literally stopped what I was doing and I looked at the screen and I'm like, is that it? Is that how we're going to end this? And it just kind of blew me away. It just did not feel like a real ending. It just felt like, all right, let's stop here. Let's stop here. We're done. And honestly, it went on a little too long. I feel like the movie synopsis is like pretty much the Munsters, a family of monsters move from Transylvania to Hollywood. That is the synopsis of the movie. And they don't even go to Hollywood until like literally the last 30 minutes of the movie. So most of the movie takes place in Transylvania or Paris. They don't even go to Hollywood until like literally the last 30 minutes, if that. Sherry Moon Zombie is a good actor, but did not care for her in this movie. And there's a lot of movies I don't care for her. I think sometimes she's kind of annoying as Baby Firefly. I know what they were going for, but she's kind of annoying. Like, she's almost really obnoxious. Well, it's funny seeing Sherry Moon going from someone so psychotic to being so innocent, right? Yeah, she's 100% innocent in this movie. She has those moments where she just, like, her eyes light up red. I always feel uncomfortable saying I didn't like Hocus Pocus. I didn't love Hocus Pocus. No, don't. Not everybody has to love Hocus Pocus. It's not a, it's not a guarantee. It's not like you have to. There's nothing that says you have to love Hocus Pocus. I don't love the first Hocus Pocus. I really, I can probably have to take that back because I actually really do love Hocus Pocus, but I've watched it almost once every year, so I like it that much. But hey, it's been good. Hey, Hunter, how you doing? Hey, it's been good. Well, since I've been here, I'm Hunter Casavada. I just got Patreon, and also I love Rob Zombie, but this was just why. Oh, you became a patron. Is that what you're saying? Well, thank you so much, Hunter. It has been a long time since I've been here. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys becoming patrons, because if you guys become patrons, I can pay this guy more money to get more editing done for me, and I can post a lot more content for you guys. Right now, he's working on the Munsters, and I'm supposed to have that up through the first week of October. So thank you so much. Hey, we all have opinions. I'm not the guy to hate on others for opinions. No, exactly. This is especially this community is very much. You can have your opinion. It's fine. I'm not going to judge you for hating movies that I love. If you hate Killer Clowns from Outer Space, that's awesome. I'm okay with that. You don't have to love it. There's nothing in this world that says you have to love that, guaranteed. Also, Puppet Master. Wow, just amazing movies in my opinion. Yeah, I can't wait to have him edit. I'm going to try to get him to edit the Puppet Master 3 for October. I want to get a few of the horror movie reactions kicked out for October for you guys. So if you guys, again, if you want to support me on Patreon, head on over to the link tree description down below. It has my Patreon link. Become a patron. And I can give this guy more money to get more editing done for me, because, like, my arms are killing me lately. I'm not joking. I love plenty of movies people hate. It's all good here. I do too. Oh, man. You should hear my list. But, again, Hey, bro, how's it going? How's it going, Mike? Thank you so much for hopping on in, man. It's going pretty good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you made it on my live stream, guys. Thank you. I mean, there's a few people here I haven't noticed, but everybody seems to be catching on in and jumping on into the live stream, which I appreciate. So, out of curiosity, guys, let me know, what did you think of the Munsters? Again, I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was. Here's what I think it was okay. And I might get some hate for that myself, which is fine. I'm no critic. I critique some things a lot. I mean, I'm not going to acknowledge this movie. Even I gave a review on like my Letterboxd account, and I said, like, I can say I had more fun with this movie than most. I will say that, yes, I'm aware it's cringy, campy, cheesy, all that stuff. However, I still cannot like recommend this movie with a clear conscience. Like, I can't just tell you this is a movie that's going to win you over. This is the best movie of the year. I just can't do that myself, because it's not. It's just not, plain and simple. But if you're a fan of those specific things, cringy, cheesy, fun, campy, you're going to probably enjoy it. I have no doubt in my mind you're going to probably enjoy a lot of aspects of it. It was a bit overhyped, but good. It was a little bit overhyped, you're right. Let's see. Steven, how you doing, man? Hello, how are you doing, Truth Seeker? How are you doing this afternoon? Nicole jumped on in. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better? I'm feeling a little bit better. Thank you for asking. This is the best live stream on YouTube. I wouldn't miss. Oh, well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, man. That's a heartfelt comment right there. Humor fell flat for me, and that's my thing too. That is the biggest critique I have with this entire movie. Some of the jokes work. Most of the jokes consist of people just standing there crying or laughing really loud and slapping shit. That's literally what most of the humor consists of. But there's sometimes when a joke will be said that's very like, it's almost like dad jokes, and you'll be sitting there like, oh my goodness, and they just don't hit that well. So Sherry Moon Zombie I thought was fine. She really didn't add anything new, didn't do anything special for the character. She really didn't. Herman Munster has a small level of charm to him. He's decently likable, even knowing the voice does not fit at all. When he laughs, it's like he nails it, but when he talks, it's not that great. Especially when you're trying to make it the like origin story of the TV show, when Herman Munster has like such a deep voice, and have this guy with a very high-pitched voice, it just doesn't really fit all that well. And then, of course, the grandpa, who I think nailed it. Out of all the characters in this movie, the grandpa literally was the best character in the entire movie. Hands down, bottom none, bar none, easily. And then you got, of course, Elvira herself, who hops on in. Not like Elvira, her actual self, but the actress who played Elvira. I cannot think of her name off the top of my head because I'm an idiot. But she hops in there like at the last, literally 20 minutes of the movie. So she's like one of the biggest names in the movie, but yet she doesn't even hop on in until like the last 20 minutes. And a complete wasted opportunity. I'm like, if you're going to have that person in this movie, you might as well have them dress up like Elvira. And we did not get that, which I was like, dang, what a wasted opportunity. Cassandra Peterson, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I appreciate that, Kevin and Mike. Thank you so much. Kevin hops on in and says, Rob Zombie, The Munsters, in my opinion, was awful, and I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan. And you know what? I completely understand. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I've seen worse. I've seen The Depths of Hell. I have seen Knock Knock, not the one with Keanu Reeves. You'll know what I'm talking about when you look it up. I have seen After Earth. I have seen The Last Airbender. I have seen Dragon Ball Evolution. And compared to those, this is The Godfather. I'm serious. I cannot stand those movies I just listed. Yeah, awesome cameo. Yeah. Really good. I was really wanting to see her in the Elvira's costume, because I would have been like, oh, that'd be so cool. But we didn't get that, unfortunately. I just started watching her movie Macabre with Willard. I need to check out that. I need to. Val Raven, I love getting movies of shows. I love it, but it's a broken. I love getting movies of shows I love, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that's the thing. I really feel like this could have benefited if Rob Zombie, you know. He just didn't write it all that good. I don't think he put a lot of time into the writing, unfortunately. Like, Rob Zombie is very much, the problem with Rob Zombie, and I heard he's a sweet guy and everything, but the problem with Rob Zombie is he's very much, don't tell me what to do. So if anybody had, like, wanted to tell him, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that with this movie, he would have been like, fuck you, it's my movie, let me do what I want. I've heard a lot of stories, that's how the guy operates. He does not like studios breathing down the back of his neck, and he just does not. And I'm told that Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the 2009 movie, the studio pretty much the whole time told him what to do during the first Halloween film. And it wasn't until the second one when he had more creative range and he wanted to give a big FU to the studio by making his own movie and being completely aware of what he was doing. It almost felt like a giant fuck you. And I'm a Rob Zombie fan too, but that Halloween 2 movie is easily his worst film. And I just watched the Munsters. I've seen 31, and yet to me, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is his worst movie for obvious reasons. To me, it felt like a giant fuck you to the fans. It felt like a giant FU to the people who enjoyed the first Halloween that he came out with. Yes, he did take some creative liberties, and yes, he did his own thing, but that doesn't mean it worked. What he did with Dr. Loomis completely stabbed me. And when he made Michael talk at the end of the movie, you might as well have busted me over the head with a fucking metal bat. Like, seriously, I was just, as a Halloween fan, I was like, what have you done? I have to disagree. Rob Zombie's worst film for me is Lords of Salem. I did not like that movie at first. I'll tell you that right now. I can completely understand that. I absolutely can. Hey, man, I thought the Munsters was all right. I'm glad you thought it was all right, man. That's awesome. I'm still waiting for Rob Zombie to remake The Blob. I would love to see, I would love to see Rob Zombie remake the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let him do it. Let him do it. He can go off the chain crazy, balls to the walls crazy with that movie, and it would make perfect sense. Because that is one of the most fucked up movies you can think of, and it's gotten very gory in the past several installments. And yeah, someone who's read the manga and loved the anime was disappointed how much they left out. Oh yeah, the Death Note on Netflix. Death Note on Netflix, yeah. I remember when they did that. Yep. I watched it. I didn't hate it, but as someone who watched the original anime, wow. What kind of shit show? Good that I would just stop in and say, hi, I'm fixing to watch Hocus Pocus 2. Hell yeah, Nicole. Hell yeah. My family just watched that downstairs and thought it was actually pretty damn decent. I think Munsters was better than Halloween remakes of Rob Zombie, and that's great. I'm glad the Munsters is getting a fan base. Everything has a fan base. That's the thing. Regardless of what I think of the movie, regardless of what everybody else thinks of the movie, that movie is going to have fans, and it's going to have people who are going to defend it. And I'm happy for that because, again, I don't think it was Rob Zombie's worst attempt at doing something. Did you think the acting in the Munsters was absolutely, absolutely? The acting in the Munsters, the first half, no, pretty much the whole movie. Even Cassandra Peterson had some very awkward, weird moments. And that's Cassandra Peterson, right? What the fuck, Rob Zombie? But it was intentional. That's something that was obvious to me. It was very intentional. Rob Zombie has given some very bad movies, but the acting was decent. Like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, shitty movie in my opinion. But the acting by, especially, Scout Taylor Compton, who played Laurie Strode, did a phenomenal job. Brad Dourif, there are so many times people have given great performances inside of Rob Zombie's movies. Sid Haig in House of a Thousand Corpses, those are great performances. But the acting in the Munsters, I think, was intentional. I think it was meant to be campy, cheesy. It was supposed to be like the TV show. Even the TV show had better acting than this movie, I must say. And when you bring it onto there's some things that work better with TV, more so than movies. When this should not have been a movie. This should have been a series almost. I feel like it would have definitely been better and come off better as a show than and some of the writing, take away those dating app shit. What the fuck? That shouldn't exist in this, especially if you're doing a prequel. But like Malcolm McDowell as Loomis in the first one, exactly. Yes, Mirror Domains. He was great as Loomis in the first one, and he was good as Loomis in the second one. But the character arc was just dumb. So I mean, after watching Count Dracula, I do agree with him. With Rob Zombie's Halloween, could have worked better had they not been connected to the original Halloween, like if they were like Texas Chainsaw Remake. Exactly. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the third subject. I'm sorry, this took a while. I really wanted to get my opinion out there, though, about the Munsters. A lot of you guys were curious about it, but yes, the acting is bad. The movie overall it's not a great movie, in my opinion. It's actually a pretty relatively meh movie at most. But I enjoyed a lot of the aspects. I enjoyed the campiness, the cheesiness, the kind of the weird charm. It has a level of weird charm in there. So I'd say give it a chance. Don't click off after the first 10 minutes of the movie because it does pick up a bit during the second half and maybe even the third. So I wouldn't even say just stop, because the first act I will acknowledge being very cringy and almost very much hard to get through. 100%. I agree with that. He said Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was so difficult to talk about because, yes, it's a piece of shit, but he also recognized the callbacks are homages to the original Halloween series. I will give it this. I will say this about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I do not like the movie. I think it's a big piece of shit. I think it's a big FU to a lot of the fans who loved the first Halloween movie he did, because it just went a completely different route. I genuinely think that there was a bunch of creativity there, and there were some really good parts to Halloween 2. 100% I acknowledge that, because there are some very great moments for Rob Zombie in that movie. The first act when they're in the hospital, great shit. Good call back to Halloween 2. Absolutely. It's after that. The movie is basically nothing but a bunch of people yelling at each other back and forth. Like the first 40 minutes to the original Rob Zombie's Halloween, where it's literally just the prequel to Michael Myers, is so hard to get through because it's just a bunch of white trash rednecks cussing at each other, and it's almost like your ears want to bleed. And then Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is literally everybody bitching at each other. I mean, even Brad Dourif's character, fucking Brackett, is getting so much shit. And this guy is a nice guy. He's doing his best to take care of Laurie, but even then, he's still getting yelled at and treated like an asshole and shit. It's just like, oh my gosh. So there are some great things about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. The cinematography, the creativity, the fact that he took a risk and a chance. I will give him that. It was definitely one of the most unique. It is the most unique Halloween film out there. But that doesn't necessarily mean I like it, because it, to me, was just a giant FU to a lot of fans who really loved Halloween. I'm not a fan of the movie, but he makes some valid points. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, seriously, like, it's not a great movie in my eyes, but I can see why it's becoming, it's like getting a cult following, which I can understand. I really can, because it is unique. Honestly, I would have liked Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 better if they had cut out Laurie and Loomis and followed Annie and Sheriff Brackett. Brackett was the best part of that entire movie. This movie was made in 2009. When Brackett walks in on, the whole scenario with his daughter and everything in part 2, and he breaks, some of the best acting I have seen, probably the best acting I've seen in any Rob Zombie film in general. You really felt his pain. He did not care how he looked. He just completely lost it. And you really felt the pain he was going through. Brad Dourif nailed that moment, because I would have done the same thing. I would have been punching walls. I would have been probably on the brink of just going completely insane, breaking in front of everybody, and I would have, it would have been bad. It would have been not a pleasant sight, yeah. So I thought he nailed that perfectly. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into the last subject, because I've been on for 45 minutes now. Thank you guys for listening to my Munsters movie review. Let's go ahead and jump into my last subject, which is Nosferatu. Nosferatu is getting a Robert Eggers remake. And they just casted a couple people in this movie. Now, I'm going to assume one of these people is probably going to be playing Count Orlok. And speaking of Rob Zombie's Munsters, Orlok was in that movie, but Bill Skarsgård and Lily Rose Depp have joined Nosferatu, being directed by Robert Eggers. And Robert Eggers is actually one of the better names of more recent horror directors. I love The Lighthouse. I really like The Witch. This guy has been nailing it for a lot of these movies. I'm going to go ahead and read your comments for a few seconds, and I'll get back to the subject. I have noticed there's comments here. Good night, Val Raven. Thank you so much for hopping on in, man. Let's see. Night, and God bless everyone. Oh, Hunter's leaving. My bad. Sorry about that. Let's see here. I actually liked the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was on Netflix, I believe, and it was streamed on. I liked it too. I know people hated it, but I liked it. Sinister Cinema Review is a good argument for Rob Zombies 2. I'm not a fan of the movie, but he makes some valid points. Honestly, I would have liked to see Rob Zombies 2. Okay, did you watch any more episodes of Dahmer? Not yet. I have not watched them yet. You might have to wait a couple days, but I will be getting back to it, and I will finish it up probably within either this week or next. So be on the lookout for those. I know of one from 1978, the remake of Nosferatu, be silent like the original film. I don't know if it's going to be silent because no one the studio will probably be like, no one's going to watch it if it's a silent film. I'm hopeful, but diligent about this. Lily Rose Depp replaces Anna Taylor-Joy, which is a step down in my opinion. The girl from The Witch, the girl of the yoga hosers. Yeah, I heard that Anya Taylor-Joy was actually going to be in the movie, and they cut her. I mean, she stepped back, which is a pretty damn big shame. But honestly, I'm sure they would not have casted Lily Rose Depp unless they knew she was going to do a good job. And of course, Bill Skarsgård. This guy has to play Count Orlok, right? I mean, that face, he has to be playing Count Orlok. If they do not have this guy playing Count Orlok, I don't know what the fuck. The guy is, and I'm not, this is no offense to the guy's looks or anything. The guy has a genuinely creepy, like, a creepy thing he can do with his face. And he can be creepy. I mean, the guy is just, he plays a great villain. I mean, Pennywise became iconic in his own right. Nosferatu is something I can do without. And I feel like there's been several adaptations and remakes of Nosferatu. So this is really no surprise that some people feel that way. It's like we've seen so many adaptations of this thing. But the only reason why I'm excited about this adaptation compared to other remakes and what have you is because Robert Eggers is attached. And Robert Eggers directs some pretty damn gnarly, eerie, visually stunning, creepy, unsettling movies. So, I mean, literally him directing a Nosferatu movie that could possibly be in black and white, I am so down. Even if it's not in black and white, I will still be very much excited to watch it because of Robert Eggers by himself. He does his research thick and through. I mean, this guy is going to do a decent job. Oh, Klaus Kinski played Nosferatu in the first remake. Yes, I seen that movie, and yes, he was fantastic as him, for sure. Bill Skarsgård has to finish the Crow remake, and then it should be next for him. He's doing great, man. I think the guy is doing amazing, picking out these roles and everything. This guy's might be the next Johnny Depp if he keeps this up. Seriously. I know it's a big statement, but Johnny Depp is a very big character actor. And, with obviously Jack Sparrow, Mad Hatter, Barnabas Collins, and all these different characters. But if he keeps this up, man, I mean, playing Pennywise, making him iconic, he's going to be playing the Crow, which is another iconic role. I'm sure he's going to do a phenomenal job. And now he's playing Count Orlok, maybe Count Orlok, in the Nosferatu remake directed by Robert Eggers. If this guy keeps it up, man, he's going to be a very big character actor. Seriously, he could be aiming for big things here soon. Bill is an amazing actor. His smile is creepy. Did a fantastic job as Pennywise. I agree. Him as Pennywise, you almost don't even know that's him under that makeup because he's so good as the character. I don't think I've seen any Robert Eggers movies. You got to check them out. Trust me, you got to check them out. They're a bit slow burns here and there, but they are very well put together. Very well. So I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people, it's very mixed. I get it. It's not going to win everybody over. But because, people are very much tired of remakes now. People, if it's not broken, why fix it? And I completely understand. I know there's a lot of people who do not like the fact that Hollywood's running out of ideas and just keep kind of rehashing everything. And I get it. I do. I understand. Willem Dafoe played Count Orlok in Shadow of the Vampire, a movie about Nosferatu's making. Dafoe also played Robert Eggers, The Lighthouse, and now Robert Eggers is going to remake Nosferatu. Isn't that crazy? And by the way, Willem Dafoe as Count Orlok is fantastic casting. That is terrifying. Which movies do you suggest? If you're trying to get into Robert Eggers movies, I always recommend The Lighthouse being number one. It is crazy. It's funny. It's insane. But The Witch, The Lighthouse to me is his best movie. But The Witch, atmospheric-wise, is so unsettling and it gets under your skin. But I'm going to go ahead and say The Lighthouse. Check that one out first. That's the one I'm going to go with. I feel like it has more of a rewatch value to it, too, than The Witch does. Just saying, hey, real quick about the Sing at Karaoke. Oh, hey, Jimmy, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you could quickly say hi. Hope you have fun at karaoke. The Witch is my number one, then The Northman for me. Understandable. I still got to see The Northman. But The Witch, yeah, a lot of people love that movie. Black Phillip. Man, there's so many good parts in that thing. Thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate that, man. Fucking member for 20 months. Damn the support. Thank you so much, man. A member for 20 months. Hell yes. I love I love these fucking people. What other horror movies are we getting in 2023? Great question. I'm not really too sure off the top of my head right now, but I I really got to think about that one, man. Aren't we getting Nosferatu in 2023? I mean, not Nosferatu, Salem's Lot? Or was that later 2022? I thought it was 2023 though. What if the witch was in black and white like the lighthouse? What would that that would be interesting. That would be interesting. But I really feel like the color, I mean the way that the witch looks is just I would love to see it in black and white though. FW Marna, you are sabotaging my film count, Orlock. It is hardly your film anymore. And by the way, you know, pretty sure, no, I'm positive Nosferatu is also loosely based on Bram Stoker's Dracula, the novel. No, it is. It is. It's practically the same exact story. No, Salem's Lot is not coming out. It's been pulled. Really? It's been pulled back that far? That's unfortunate because I was so much looking forward to Salem's Lot. I really was. Oh, that sucks. That's a gut punch right there. But Lily Rose Depp, I haven't seen too many films with Lily Rose Depp in it. I'm assuming she does an okay job at acting. I'm sure she picked up lessons from her father. I don't know. But Sixth Scream is coming out next year. There you go. Scream 6. Sixth Scream. I said Sixth Scream. Scream 6 is coming out next year, guys. So that is one that is coming out. And I think they're trying to get Friday the 13th going. Another Friday movie. So we'll definitely be seeing. I know it does come out this month, though. Halloween Ends. Bro, I went to a horror nights last night and got a few times. I go a few times. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Congrats. I hope you had fun. I have never been to a Halloween Horror Nights before in my entire life, so to hear that kind of stuff is always cool. Well, if you need a Salem's Lot substitution to hold you over, I highly recommend Midnight Mass. Okay. Knock at the Cabin and the new Evil Dead movie too. Oh yeah, I even forgot. Yeah, Knock at the Cabin. Yep. And yeah, Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, that's a good point. Evil Dead Rise is coming out too. All right, guys, we are done with our subjects. Thank you so much. That was kind of fun. I really enjoyed that. Munsters movie review was a lot of fun to talk about. Also, no, it should be okay. My stream should be okay. It says it like has a poor 14 more days to Halloween Ends. I know. Isn't that exciting? 7 months for Cheyenne. Cheyenne has been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That is so awesome. Your guys' support, and it really is going to pay off for me a lot. So I do appreciate you taking the time, signing up to help me. It really, really is humbling to know that there are people out there who would actually go that far for you. Seriously, it's not an easy thing, you know, donating money, and it's not. A member for 17 months, Francis. Yes, thank you so much, man. We've gained a lot of patrons and members. So Hocus Pocus 2 is worth the watch. I have not seen it, but I have heard from people I know that it's not as good as the first one, which I don't think anybody intended it to be as good as the first one. I heard it's pretty damn likable though. Yep, October is tomorrow. You're exactly right. Halloween Eve. October's every day for me, though. Now I just have an excuse to go around dressing up like a freak, you know? Because now October's here. Hell yeah. I have an excuse. "30 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 30 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. The best month of the year starts tomorrow." That's exactly right. My favorite month, too. And I was born in July. Same every day, October for life. Yep. It's a lifestyle. It's not a month. It's a lifestyle, man. Where does Count Orlok rank in your favorite vampires? I'd probably, at least in my top 10. At least. I mean, I would go number one. My number one favorite vampire and film of all time has to go to Barlow. I've always been a fan of Barlow, but Orlok definitely would be either top 10 or top 5 for me. I would say Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula would probably be my number 3 or 2 spot. I'd like to see more Critter movies made. I honestly, and fun fact, I've only seen the first Critters film. I have to actually watch the rest of them. I have not got around to it yet. We have the same birthday, July 2nd. That's awesome. That's awesome. Birthday pals. Count Orloff. Is it Orloff or Orlok? Now I'm going to look it up. I literally looked up Orloff, and the pictures of Olaf are popping up from Frozen. And a series. Who originated first, Nosferatu or Dracula? Dracula did. Dracula was a book. Nosferatu Orloff became was the first movie though. Halloween to us is like second Christmas. If you don't celebrate it as such, I do believe the clock has struck at a whole o'clock, which means it's 1:15 an ass whooping. Kevin, they made one a while back. It wasn't that good, unfortunately. Yeah, Critters Attack. Oh, yeah, Critters Attack. Yeah, I've heard some pretty bad things about that one. My house is fully decorated for Halloween. Hell yeah, mine is getting there. Mine's getting there. I have to start decorating outside here soon, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to you guys, I was actually able to do like a Spirit Halloween shopping spree. I did not film myself going in there because it was already so awkward. I was literally I was on no sleep at all, so like I would have been just dying the whole time. I had to stay up all night and wait to go. So like, yeah. Yeah, and I can't drive myself because of my arms, so it's been a pain in the ass, but your guys' donations and your guys' support to my channel have helped me out so much to get stuff for Halloween. I'm actually throwing my first ever Halloween party this year. So, your donations and stuff have like really made it so much easier to at least go out and do stuff like this. And don't get me wrong, your guys' support on Patreon and all that stuff helped too, but you guys literally went the extra mile and started donating to my channel like 2 months ago, and I was like so humbled that you guys would do that for me, because I didn't expect anybody would ever do that for me, and it just kind of went crazy. And I was able to go to Spirit Halloween, and I bought like a bunch of Hocus Pocus, Beetlejuice, and Haunted Mansion decorations, and we're decorating our living room now because of you guys in a sense. So like, thank you so much. I'm hoping to like throw a very themed Halloween party, and that's all because of you guys. I started decorating for Halloween, but my back started having spasms, so I couldn't do anything productive today. Oh, that's understandable. That's understandable. Yeah, take it easy. Don't push yourself. Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula versus Nosferatu, F.W. Marna's. To be honest with you, I was never a diehard fan of the story. I like it. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad story at all. It's very interesting and creepy. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's just not one that sticks out to me. So, like, even like I love the story of Frankenstein's monster more. I think it's just creepy. Like, it's just a well told story. And again, people are probably gonna be like, how can you say about Dracula and stuff? And it's like, I'm not meaning it to offend anybody or piss anybody off. It's just not one of those stories that really. Oop, just put there for the date. Just put that there for the dates. Oh, okay. Sorry, I still answered the question though. I need to start decorating to myself, but I need to know if trick or treaters skipped us twice. Yeah. I still got to decorate for the outside. I don't have the money to go get stuff for the outside just yet, so I'm waiting. But because I mostly bought like indoor decorations, now I'm gonna have to get like outdoor decorations. And I wanted to get one of those Beetlejuice sand snake things, those blow up ones, but can't get it right now. But I thought that was really cool. Do it anyway, Sebastian. Did you finish watching Dahmer and did you like it? I did not finish Dahmer. I'm on episode 5 now, so I'm already at the halfway point. So I will tell you what I'm probably gonna do a review of the whole series actually after the fact. But so far, yeah, I think it's a solid ass series. Very much enjoying it. Tomorrow, pumpkins. I just watched Beetlejuice today. Hell yeah, it's a great time. Oh, hi, Jordan. Glad I caught you. My lunch break is almost done. Hopefully, I can still listen for you for the rest of the shift. Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you got to be able to talk, man. How are you doing tonight? By the way, Jason is he's become one of my more recent biggest supporters, which damn, I'm so appreciated because, dude, he's really been putting in like the work, and I really humbling and means a lot. Seriously, this guy has kicked serious ass these past few months. Beetlejuice. Also, this year I want to put together a Halloween outfit, not like David Pumpkins. He's his own thing. I want to be that way too. Dahmer took me a while to get through. Couldn't binge that one. No, that one's you have to like take breaks. That's kind of what I've been doing too. My mental health can't handle it. Every episode is like a freaking traumatic, heartbreaking, horrible situation, and you're like, ugh, gotta take a break from that. It's hard to watch, yeah. Lori's stream gets me in the Halloween spirit. Same. I'm in the Halloween spirit, dude. We have leaves falling outside right now, and it's just like it's crispy, cool outside. Oh, it's beautiful. Who did you find more disturbing, Dahmer or Gacy? I mean, I find them horrifyingly both disturbing, but Gacy used to actually scare me because the man, dude, where Dahmer is like so psychologically just destroyed, like he's just psychologically a messed up person, like his mind is not there 100% anymore. Gacy to me was scary because this guy was fucking insanely smart, calculating, evil beyond all that. And the fact that he dressed like a clown to lure kids, like boys in, like I was a little boy at one point, so like it just gets under my skin, is just horrifying to me. Thanks, Jordan. I'm always here for you. You need someone to talk to. Well, thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate that. Gonna rewatch those this year. Hell yeah. I saw on Facebook that many people Spammer! Good work, Francis. Gacy took pleasure in killing. That's right. I think they all took pleasure in killing, though. There's like a sense of that. I mean, even he admitted, Dahmer admitted that he took pleasure in murdering people. And I can never get behind that, dude. I like, to me, even if you murder animals for like sport and fun, to me, you're kind of psychotic. Seriously. Like, there's nothing wrong with going out and hunting for the right reasons. But people who literally just swerve on the road just to hit a cat or a dog for no reason whatsoever are kind of psychotic to me. No joke. I 100% believe that. They have something wrong in their mind if they think that's okay. I heard a story that was not too long ago of someone around this area where they were driving behind somebody and they were watching this person drive, and there was a kitten in the road, alive and healthy, and this guy for no reason swerved and hit it. And she had her kid with her too, and he saw it and traumatized that kid. And it's like, how can you do that? Like, how can you just say, oh, watch this dude and hit a cat? Like, seriously, how do you do that? Like, to me, it just makes no fucking sense. Sorry, I'm not trying to get like all destroyed and like heartbreaking and sad and gross and disgusting. It's just that literally happens in this world. And it's just like, wow. Was I spamming? No, you're fine. Cheyenne, just highlight their name for a few seconds and it brings options up. Let's see. I didn't know how to block spammers. Oh yeah, no, I understand. Don't worry. Francis got him this time. I really am glad I got some. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and do this too. I made Jason a moderator too because he's become a really big supporter. Jason, two Jasons now? I just said I made Jason a moderator and another Jason popped on in here. How are you doing, Jason Martin? Thank you so much for hopping on in, man. Sharon, Bundy was the worst because he was so smart. There's a lot of them. And unfortunately, there was a lot of smart, sadistic, calculating serial killers. I mean, to me, they're never really all that smart because they, murder people. That's never smart. But, man, I mean, talking about serial killers, And yes, I do watch serial killer documentaries, the shows. I do. It's good knowledge to have. It's good to know how some of these assholes act in public. And I watch them for those reasons alone. I don't have a collection of John Wayne Gacy posters behind me. I'm not a Helter Skelter fan. I don't support them like that. I watch them because it's interesting to know how these people treat other people and what they would do to get what they wanted. It just blows my mind what kind of lengths they would go to make someone truly suffer for their own pleasure. It just horrifies me. And I think it's a good learning lesson for a lot of people who don't know how these people act. I mean, seriously. And history hasn't repeated itself too many times now because we start seeing through people's bullshit because of documentaries, because of how we know these people act. I think it's important for people to know. I do, because seriously, man, my heart would be destroyed if I found out my kid was taken by somebody. And yeah, I'm good. Thank you. That's awesome, Jason. I'm glad to hear that, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off topic right there, but oh my gosh, I would cry if I saw someone run over a kitten on purpose. Same. It crushes me. I actually, one time, I'm not even joking. I live on there's a lot of assholes that drive around here. And one of our cats was in the road one day. And and no joke, the cat decided to plop down in the middle of the road and start rubbing its back on the road and stuff. You've seen cats do that probably. And this guy saw the cat and started to speed up right out front. And he saw me walking out in the middle of the road to stop him. And he stopped and let me pick the cat up. And I was like, yeah, that's right, asshole. Don't think I didn't just see you try to do what you did. And I'm not joking. I told people about that fucking asshole. Because fuck that. No, fuck that. You shouldn't be allowed to kill animals. I have a story, and this is not meant to heartbreak you guys, but this is just reality. I knew somebody who hit a cat by accident, and he felt so guilty because sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes cats just run out in front of you, and there's no stopping it. I'm sorry, Kayleen. I'm sorry. Just one more story. I'm done. This is just, we're talking about, murderers and stuff and people who early development signs are just psychotic mindsets. And no joke, he hit a cat by accident. It ran out in front of him. And he felt so bad at the moment because there was no stopping. It just bolted. It was like a cat just, woo, right out in the middle of the road. And the second he hit it, he heard a little girl start screaming. And he did not have the heart to turn around and say, I'm so sorry. And how could you not blame him? Because you'd be looking the person in the face of, you just killed their pet. And I just felt, and this is one of my best friends, and I felt so bad for him because I'm like, I couldn't imagine how that must have felt. Like running over someone's pet in front of them, a little girl at that. And you're just like, damn. It sucks. It sucks. It does. But, it would have been different if he didn't feel anything at all. Sorry, sorry. I know we're done talking about get cat stories and everything like that. Sorry. I love cats. I love animals. I hate seeing them get ran over. I hate seeing animals get killed. It's not something I take pleasure in. It's just it's life. It really sucks sometimes. It does. That's a harsh reality, unfortunately. Sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. One more story. One more story. This is a good point. When we were younger, we had a pool in front of our house, right? A swimming pool. And we had a cat that would walk around the neighborhood and everything. One morning, me and my brother went into this pool. And out of nowhere, I see my brother, Josh, pull a cat out by its tail from the inside the pool. He had no idea what death was at the time. So he's just sitting there holding it like this, like, Mom, look what I found. And the cat was completely petrified and dead. It drowned in the pool one night, and it couldn't get out. And my mom was just like, oh my God. And Josh I had no idea. We didn't cry because we just weren't aware. My parents didn't tell us what death was at that time. It wasn't until we got picked up from school one day to be told, this was a very sweet moment by my mom. She drove by the school. She's like, hey, I'm going to pick up my kids. So we come out of the school. We're like, what's up, Mom? And we had a cat that we loved dearly. Her name was Kiara because, Lion King. And she told us, so we didn't, it was a very sweet thing she did. She picked us up early from school, like 30 minutes early, and said, I'm going to tell you guys what happened. And she said, we picked Kiara up from the road today. She's gone. And we all just broke in the car. But she was kind enough to pull us away from school and give us extra time to kind of accept the reality of it. And she got hit by a car. She got out one day and got hit by a car. We lived like right in front of a road. So and she was very thoughtful at that moment to pick us up from school and kind of break it to us very calmly and slowly and let us kind of accept the reality of it. Even at first we didn't accept, like, we just didn't know how to accept it. We were just like, so is she coming back soon? Or like, we literally were so innocent and didn't know anything about death at that time. But she was like, no, that's not how it works. And she kind of just told us. And it was very heartbreaking, very hard, because we all just broke. Me and my brother, everybody just broke. That sucks. Life hits you down and you got to fight it. That's right. You got to. And it's like, it's never fun losing a pet. It's never fun losing an animal because you consider them part of your family and all that stuff. So anyways, that's the last story. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I missed some comments. Do you have a 4K player? I could send you some 4K. My Xbox is a 4K player. You don't have to send me any 4K tiles, man, but I'm never going to tell you not what to do. You know what I mean? Because people, I just don't want to be that person to where I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to send me anything, PO box information down below. If you guys ever want to send me anything, you guys can. I will unbox it on camera. And if I get enough sent to me in one good period of time, I will do a live stream and unbox everything on a live stream. I used to do those all the time back in the day, but haven't really got to do that in a long time because we just don't get sent as much as we used to. I remember watching a video where a guy saved a cat. He was left on the highway and somehow made it to a barrier. Desperately tried to bite through the metal fence till mouth bleeding. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm gonna go hug my cats real quick, making me worried. And I know I love animals. I completely understand. Poor cat, 6-year-old, did not know he was just a kid. Yeah, we were extremely young at the time. That is so sad, Jordan. Well, thank you so much. It's gone. It's passed now. She's in a better place. But yeah, it was a gut punch of a moment. Yeah, it is what it is. But I do appreciate you guys. I do appreciate it. I really do. Xbox plays 4K? Didn't know that. Xbox One plays 4K. I don't think the original Xbox plays 4K, but Xbox One does. Do people get arrested for running over animals? They can now. They can now. I mean, animal rights have gone up a lot since the early 2000s, late 1990s. So, yeah, don't hit an animal, especially if the animal belongs to someone. I guarantee that person could call the cops on you, get your license plate, and have you, dealing with that. So, yeah, today, animal cruelty rights are a lot more higher. You could probably spend some years in prison. Seriously. So, and that's good because we need more people. We need more rules for that. I don't think you should be able to kill anything just for the fun of it. If someone did run over an animal, I'd chase them down. Same, dude. You know how many times I wanted to chase people down because of reckless driving right here, and almost even, you shouldn't be reckless driving anyways because there are kids who walk, there's corners and there's kids. You don't ever want to hit a kid. Or anybody at that matter, or anything at that matter. You don't want to be that person. Both cats just hardcore judged me when I told them no playing in the roads. As they should. As they should, but you do it for a good reason. Exactly. Do you like the Jurassic World movie? What do you think they should make? Do you think they should make more? I haven't seen Jurassic World 2 or 3. I've kind of avoided them. I'm not gonna lie. I love the first Jurassic Park. Everything else after that, not really a big fan. And Jurassic World was okay to me. Jurassic World is easily the second best movie. I'm not interested in the franchise anymore. The franchise to me died a long time ago. It just does not interest me in the slightest. It's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. It's just like that. I'm just not enthusiastic about the Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore, or many superhero movies with that. There's just so many of them now. It's just like I feel done. But my passion's more towards slashers and horror movies anyways, but V, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Did you see John Carpenter is going to host a four favorite kaiju monster movie? Gojira, Rodon, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, and War of the... I did not see that, but that is pretty fascinating. That's pretty fascinating, I must say. Thank you, Francis, for the $1.49. You didn't have to do that, man, but thank you so much. That's Halloween money. You're filling my my pumpkin bucket full of hard-earned cash, man. Thank you. $1.49. Imagine if we gave people money instead of candy. But what would be the fun in that? If a coyote got ran over, that's different in my opinion because they are dangerous towards humans. Yeah, coyotes. I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do to live. I mean, I get it. I never judge an animal for killing another animal. They gotta live, and I get it. We gotta live too. We strive off eating animals too. And I'm a meat eater. I love meat. I mean, I love my meat. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I never judge on that level. But yeah, if a coyote killed my animal, I'd probably kill it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bit me, I'd fucking, yeah. Oh, thank you for $2. Thank you, man. You're filling up that I keep saying popcorn bucket. Might as well be because my logo is a popcorn bucket. But you're filling up that pumpkin bucket, man. Thank you so much. Get some treats for church. He needed them. I saw a kid beating on a little kid. It looked like they were messing around, and I was about to go get ready to stop them if the kid asked me for help, considering I went through the same. That's awesome, man. That is awesome, Yellow Rice Boy. I was bullied so much in school. Middle school and elementary school were the worst for me, man. I remember getting pushed to the ground and kicked by 3 different kids. I get it. Bullying is never fun. I don't respect bullies at all. People who use psychological torment to make people. I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies at all. Sebastian just donated $1.49, man, and you got a picture of a black kitten right there. Hell yeah! Thank you so much, guys. $4.62. Church is gonna be so happy. I saw Munsters was on sale for $16 in Walmart. Do you think $16? Man, I might go get it for $16. I wouldn't mind having it in the collection. I feel like it's one of those movies I'm gonna probably sit down and watch it, make fun of with my friends. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, $16 is pretty fair. I wouldn't pay the full 25, but I would pay 16. I know there's some people out there who'd be like, "Fuck that, not even worth $1," which is fine. Most movies, there's some people, there are people in this world who think Forrest Gump is a piece of shit movie. And that's fine. So I say watch whatever you want. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. We should start a treat donation jar for church. Thank you so much, Cheyenne. That is very sweet. Thank you, guys. That's very sweet of you. Church is going to be one please mother trucker. You know what I'm saying? Coyotes kill more pets each year than humans running them over, which is crazy. I know. Yeah. We have coyotes that run through town. I remember I was walking home from school one day, and I stopped in the middle of the road, and I saw a dog. It was nighttime, by the way. Not a good sign. I saw a dog in the middle of the road, probably about, I would say, 10 feet in front of me. 10, 15, 20 feet. And I stopped, and I didn't move an inch. And then I'm like, okay, it's someone's dog. And then all of a sudden, 5 more of the same dogs ran out behind it, and I'm like, fuck. I just ran out in front of a pack of coyotes, and I didn't move at all until I saw that they were completely out of sight. Man, I was so terrified. I thought they were going to rip me up. No joke. Are you a big Godzilla fan? Fun fact, I've never seen the original Godzilla. I am a Godzilla fan, though. I've just never seen the original franchise. I've seen Godzilla 2000. I've seen the new Godzilla films, but I haven't seen anything else beyond that. I'm not even joking. What magic movie is being remade? I'm having trouble finding info. It's Magic from 1978, I want to say, with Anthony Hopkins. It's a ventriloquist dummy movie. That's the one it's going to be remade by Sam Raimi. That's so smart, Cheyenne. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the donations. I really do. You guys are going to make my month so much easier. And no, that's not a pity begging for money when I'm broke. Don't take it like that. I'm just saying it helps. Thank you. Ohio would be crazy. In my own backyard, I saw a possum and had some coyotes that have a stare down. I think the possum is at a big disadvantage there. But yeah. Ohio is. I live in Ohio myself, so like I completely understand. I actually ran into a possum the other night. I'd be interested in the commentary track for the Munsters. Yeah, I think it has a commentary. Yeah, I have a soft spot for cats. Same. I'm a cat lover. Well, yes, that was I was hoping for a great movie. Yes, I agree with you, Jason. Absolutely, I can't wait. I really want to see it. No one talks about that movie, and I feel like a remake will really get people going back to watching the original. X-Men, I was bullied when I was a kid because I was into Godzilla and called me a nerd. I punched the kid in the face. I got detention. Hey, sometimes they deserve it, man. Sometimes a kid, that's the problem. A lack of kids don't get punched in the face anymore. That's why they feel like they can just say whatever they want. No one's going to get in their face anymore because people are just too afraid to do it. What horror movie location would you like to visit next? Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th. Yeah. I would love to go to, I think it's in New Jersey. I would love to go to New Jersey and see the camp where they filmed Friday the 13th. And I would film. I'd film because I just love to see it. I'd like to get a cat someday later in my life. Even though I'm allergic, I'd still want one. I'd have to. Yeah, I mean, I know some people who have cats who are allergic. You just got to get an air humidifier, stuff like that. Keep the air clean, stuff along those lines. I saw a possum one night when I was driving at work. It sat in the middle of the road and stared at me. I honked and it ran away. Yeah, they're scary cats. They don't hurt anybody. They mind their own business. They will freaking hiss at you, but that is about it. You could probably pick one up and it would not do anything. It would probably just sit there looking at you. And then I have no issues with possums at all. The movie Smile comes out today. I know. I'm excited. People are already saying some pretty solid things about it. I'm old Jordan, or getting there. The Magic TV spot freaked us all out. I was 6. Oh yeah, when he says the rhyme and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I love it. I love it. I'm glad a lot of these movies. We need a Killer Clowns from Outer Space sequel. I mean, seriously, if Magic is getting a remake, where's my Killer Clowns from Outer Space sequel? Hairless cats are cool. A person with a cat allergic who owns 2. There you get a hairless cat. If you're allergic, we have skunks here. Those you need to stay away from. You know what, though? If they are fixed, like you get the spray fixed on them, they are some of the most adorable animals. I swear to God. I like Smile. The jump scares got people in my theater. That's good. That's good. Sounds like it could be a fun time. I believe hypoallergenic cats exist, so it should be easy. There you go. By the way, hit that like button, guys, if you haven't hit that like button already. We're almost to 30 likes. That's pretty good for a Friday night. Thank you. Smile I heard is the breath of fresh air from the horror genre. I've had several. I mean, I'm not going to lie. And sometimes, people will kind of push them to the side and not say the breaths of fresh air. But I feel like we've had several breaths of fresh air with the horror genre. I consider The Lighthouse one of those movies. I consider It, Chapter 1. It Chapter 2, not so much. It Chapter 1, a breath of fresh air. It Follows, I mean, the pretty good one. The Conjuring. There's a new interest in Killer Clowns. I am sure a sequel is coming. It has to. It has to. Hocus Pocus 2 has gotten a sequel. Halloween has gotten sequels. We need a Killer Clowns from Outer Space sequel. Right now. Right now. And as long as they respect the original, make it fun, don't take itself seriously at all, do exactly what the original one did, bring them back. I mean, they could literally go, and I'm talking more of the trailers, for Independence Day, where they're coming back, but we're ready this time kind of thing. And the killer clowns come back, and it's like a war between the killer clowns and humans. Do it. Do it. I have not seen Cold Skin. Have you seen Dolls from 1987? I have not seen Dolls from 1987. Smile reminded me a lot of Sinister, its strength and weaknesses, but totally different movie. That's good. And Sinister is a great time. I would hate if they did a horror universe like the Marvel universe. It would be so... They try to do that with the Universal monsters, like, the Wolfman and all that stuff, and I just... stop. I'm tired of all these shared universes. I really am. It's getting old. Not everything needs to connect. Killer Clowns from Under the Sea. Oh my goodness. Killer Clowns in your dreams. Killer Clowns from Under the Sea. Killer Clowns from Outer Space 2. I would love to be in Killer Clowns from Outer Space 2. I'm not even joking, man. If I ever share this with everybody who gets attached to the Killer Clowns movie, get me involved. I will be that cringy guy in the background who gets shot with a cotton candy gun. I would just watch Blair Witch Project. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm curious to hear what you thought. Most people find it boring. I find it terrifying. You mean the Mummy, not the Wolfman? Yeah, the Mummy. But they try to do the Wolfman. I think they're going to attempt to do the Wolfman with, like, Ryan Gosling or something like that. If you get a Killer Clown sequel, will Officer Mooney be mentioned? I don't think he needs to be, but I would love to see kind of an asshole cop again come back. We will start a campaign for you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Francis. Killer Clowns from Your Dreams sounds like it would have Freddy Krueger in it. Dude, Freddy Krueger, but it's Killer Clowns? Would you play as a Killer Clown? I would love to. Oh my goodness, make me a Killer Clown. That's even better. Make me a Killer Clown. No one else has to know but me. And I would go around with the cotton candy gun, and I would shoot people. Yes, dude, yes. I thought it was a very boring, and the ending confused me. I had a feeling that's probably what you're going to feel. It's not for everybody, and it creeps me out because it feels genuine. Wasn't Ryan Gosling hinted at in the MCU Doctor Doom? I think they casted someone else as Doctor Doom recently. Any cool classic horror movies being screened in your neighborhood for Halloween? I don't know. I think the original Halloween is. I want to say, do you like It's Alive remake? I've never seen It's Alive, the original or the remake. yeah. I hate Freddy versus Jason for some reason. I have not connected universe. You see, I find it fun, but yes, it's not necessarily one that it's not necessarily one I love myself. One sec. Made one more person a moderator. I'm going with the people who have been around for a while. You play as Killer Clown in the movie and the people shoot with the cotton candy or subscribe. Fuck yeah. Hell yes. Have you seen George Romero's Night? By the way, thank you so much for joining, man. Have you seen George Romero, Night of the Living Dead? And what's your thoughts of the ending? It shocked me when I was a kid. I have seen it. I've seen the remake too. I actually prefer the remake over the original. But yeah, the original one I actually watched the other night. Again, because I enjoy it that much. The ending always shocks me. It's just like, man, if the guy had said something instead of like yelled, or like if he had said something instead of sat in there looking all quiet like a zombie, then I feel like he would have lived, but instead he just kind of pokes his head through the window and they mistake him for a zombie. Yeah, it always freaking, it's just like, wow, oh my. Oh my. Looks like Attack of the Spammers tonight. It is. It is. Latex Whistle Down. How are you doing, man? We get a lot of people hopping on in. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you so much for hopping on in. We're having a great night. I've seen all the Romero films, most of them. I haven't seen them all. I've seen most of them. I've seen most of his zombie movies. Dawn of the Dead being my favorite Romero zombie film. But my favorite zombie film of all time, of course, is Return of the Living Dead. Love it. Night of the Living Dead is still one of the best zombie horror movies ever made. I agree. I think it's actually one of the best movies in general ever made. I'll go that far. Werewolf by Night looks really interesting. October 7th, here we come. I know, right? That surprised me. Again, I'm not a big Marvel guy, but that one is something that looks like it's right up my alley. Hey, Jordan, your stream is pausing a little bit. Don't know if it's my internet. It might not be. It might actually be my internet. It does that from time to time, so I do apologize if you guys experience any lagging or anything. It happens from time to time. So I do apologize. Again, it's not intentional. I kind of low-key enthused with the MCU now. I like from 2008, 2019, enthusiasm. Now it's beginning to hit and miss from 2020 to 2022. Yeah, it's beginning to hit and miss for a lot of people. Some people actually hated Thor Love and Thunder because it was just too funny and too silly, and it's just not what they wanted to see. And it's kind of become a repetitive thing where everything is now like lighthearted, funny, good times, jokes, everybody joking about how attractive Chris Hemsworth is as Thor, and it's just like at some point it gets repetitive and annoying, and I think it's kind of showing. The audience is kind of getting tired of it. It's like, all right, we get it, he's in good shape. Can we stop talking about it now? You might like it, you might not, the slasher movie, but check out The Burnt Offering sometime. Disturbing. Ooh. Well, I do like the term disturbing. The only times I have experienced drag, nobody else has. Okay, that's good. I feel like WandaVision was the last good Marvel project. Just my opinion. And that was a while back ago, so that means, there hasn't been too many. My stream is pausing also. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, guys. I'm sorry to hear that. It says my internet is good, so I don't know if it's me. It says my internet is doing good. It's excellent right now, so I do apologize again. I don't know why it's freezing up on you guys. I like the MCU with the Infinity War. Just donated $5. Thank you so much. You're filling up my trick or treat bucket right now, guys. Gosh, you put $11.64 in there. Thank you here. Thank you. Seriously, $5. That's church treats. Church is gonna be so happy. More for the bucket. That's right. Thank you so much, Reams. Hell yeah. Thank you. I have not seen the other Romero zombie films after Day of the Dead. Are they worth watching? I don't know. I've seen Land of the Dead and I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's probably obvious to say that his zombie films really do not hit for a lot of people, and more recent ones do not hit. I wish we could have gotten one more Romero zombie film. And don't even get me started with the DC Cinematic Universe, especially DCEU, especially with the direction Warner Bros. Discovery is going. Need to go pick up physical copy of Final Space before Warner Brothers ruins by shelving the digital rights. You're making money. I wish I was you. Well, thank you. And no, you don't want them. You don't wish you were me. Don't say that. Don't say that. I appreciate that level of support though, and those kind words. Thank you. No pause here. I'm glad to hear that. Looks like Man-Thing will be the Werewolf by Night, Marvel's version of Swamp Thing. Do you think we will get another John Wayne Gacy show after Dahmer is doing so well right now? I can just tell you that anything is possible. Dahmer is crushing. Memes are coming out everywhere. People are loving Evan Peters as Dahmer in a lot of ways, which is kind of unsettling to know, but they're just loving the show overall. So it's probably a very good possibility that we'll see more shows like Dahmer. I'm surprised they aren't using Ellen Page to play Ellie in the Last of Us TV show like they did on the game. I feel like it's weird to think that the MCU's last original movie was Shang-Chi, which I'm pretty sure it got like crazy good reviews. Any plans to watch Interview with the Vampire, the TV show? Maybe. I'm not going to say yes, guaranteed, but I'm pretty satisfied with the movie reactions I did. I don't even know if I want to watch the show, but it's just not something that catches my eye right away. I'm actually more interested in watching. I'm more of a movie guy, to be blunt with you, but shows like Dahmer have caught my eyes more than Interview with the Vampire. I feel like Interview was so good that a show would not really make sense to me. Is Evan Peter the kid in Insidious? No, that is another kid. There's already a 3-episode documentary about Gacy on Netflix. Yep, I actually have reactions to those up on Patreon and stuff. They pretty much are at latex. Yeah. Elliot Page would not be suited for the role since there was a lawsuit about that. I need to watch Dahmer. I cheated and watched first episode, and then the ending. I mean, the show is gradually getting more intense, I must say. This new Interview with the Vampire show is literally about the fanfic. We know this to be a fanfic. The kid from Insidious was in Jurassic World and Iron Man 3. Yes, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you're right. Yeah, Evan Peters is an American Horror Story. Yeah, he's also Quicksilver from X-Men, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse. And that wasn't Elliot Page. Ellie is played by Ashley Johnson in the game. I'm going to make one more person a moderator because he's also been here for a while if he wants to be a moderator. And WandaVision. Sorry. I've only seen Evan Peters and Dahmer, and he deserves an Oscar. I don't know if he will get an Oscar, but oh, by the way, yeah, I'm gonna make you a moderator too. How do you get a beat up moderator? Just be with the channel for a while, or if you show a big level of support, then I normally make you a moderator because that shows that you really just like the channel for what it is. And I intend to kind of lean towards people like that. Most of the people I've made moderators have been on my live stream since the beginning, have shown a lot of support, donations, a lot of donations, or they're patrons or members to the channel. So I normally make people like that moderators. But someday you probably will be too. I mean, I don't mind. Kayleen, hello, how are you doing? At this point, with all these, yeah, there's no way they're gonna be there's no way there's gonna be any spammers in this live stream anymore. Not only Richard Jenkins will be nominated as the father, it was cool seeing Molly Ringwald in there too. Thank you, Jordan. No problem, Sebastian. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm off tomorrow. I'm going to binge watch Dahmer tonight. Hell yeah, man. Or at least what's claimed that it looks similar to the was lawsuit. And we have a lot of people hopping on in, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on in. Hit that like button. Let me know that you're here by commenting in the chat. I hope to be a member someday. Someday? Hey, you know what? I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I will wait patiently. He was good in Coven. I'll watch Dahmer now. Yeah, Dahmer might be Evan Peters' best performance. Like, he goes to extreme lengths to be Dahmer. Do you like Dahmer's mom or dad more? Dad, by far. I'm not really one to judge, and you know, people might be pissed off that I said that, but I'm not obviously one to judge the parents for how some of their kids turn out. Totally separate people. I mean, obviously the effects of childhood might have had an issue with Dahmer. It might have affected how he acted and like why he did what he did. but you could definitely tell that if we're talking about the show, I don't know how the dad was in real life, but in the show, you can clearly see that the father was just trying to be a decent father figure. He was trying his best to help him, and there was just nothing he could do at that point. So, I mean, the dad, you could definitely tell, really felt heartbroken by this whole thing. Let's see here. Peachy guy, I got the cutest crystals today. I know, you showed me, they were awesome. Was watching American Psycho yesterday and had to pause the homeless guy part. Man, that was movie's dark. Yeah, it was pretty hard to watch. I agree with that. Peachy, I ghost shaped crystals too. Usually starts with horror, then we is devolves. Yeah, I agree. You like Huey Lewis in the news? Cool, Peachy. It is pretty cool. Shane, October 19th will be the premiere of American Horror Story. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of new to this channel. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. A couple of you guys are really new, but hey, the more you hop onto the live streams and all that stuff, I will definitely. I can't just make everybody a moderator because I feel like that kind of gets people coming back and everything. Actually, I'm gonna make one more person a moderator because this person has been with me for a while now. Okay, so I think we're good on moderators today. I think we made a lot of people moderators, which again, I'll probably make more people more moderators the further we go down, the more I see your guys' name pop up. So one more person, because again, this guy has donated so many times to my channel, and it's just hard not to make him a moderator at this point. He's also a channel member. He is a big supporter, and he's been with me for a while. So I'm going to make Reemps a moderator too. It's very easy. Just show support in some way, and I will make you a moderator. I feel movies nowadays feel different compared to the back in the day. Same with the video games. I feel like don't watch as much movies and play games as much as I used to. I feel that. I mean, I'm kind of making a living now doing it though, which is exciting because you guys actually are interested in watching me watch movies, watch TV shows, hear my opinions about certain things, and play games and stuff like that. So I really, really appreciate your level of support. You guys are really, really sweet and awesome. Gonna duck out. You all take care. All right, Jason Martin. By the way, thank you so much for hopping on into my live stream tonight, man. I don't know if I recognize you from a lot of live streams, so I do appreciate you hopping on in here. I hope to catch you in the next one. So thank you so much. Building a mod army, are we? LOL. Yes. Of course. Of course. The more moderators, the better. As soon as, and again, I literally just added like 6 moderators today. I knew I'd get you into crystals. Love you. Love that. You also have to show me them sometime. Hell yeah. I'm glad. And a lot of the people in my community are talking with each other, even outside of the YouTube channel, which is awesome now. You should keep a tally of mods at the end of every stream. I should. Thank you, Jordan. The Munsters is my favorite movie of the year so far, and thanks for that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. You'll definitely have to come back after the live stream and rewatch the movie review I gave of it. But in the first week of October, I'm supposed to be posting the movie reaction for the Munsters. So I hope you guys can bear with me for a couple more days, and I will get that out to you guys. Yes, Val, the song we played during the movie. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been on for almost 2 hours now. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the live stream. It's been such a blast tonight. Really, the donations are so generous. You guys donated 11 bucks and 64 cents today in chat revenue, which you did not have to, but it does help me a lot. I'm hoping to pay this editor a lot more to help me get more movie reactions kicked out for you guys. A lot more movie reactions kicked out. Again, if you know the situation, you know my arms are dealing with nerve damage, so I can't edit as much as I want to. So your donations, your becoming patrons to the channel, even for $1 a month, is going to help me out so much. And if you become a patron, by the way, I should let you know that you will be charged in the first day of, or they'll start charging people in the first week of every month. So if you're wondering when you get charged, it's normally in the beginning of every month. So if you want to find me on anything like TikTok, Facebook, or anything like that, Linktree account in the description, you just click on it and it will just tell you everything. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for hopping on in tonight. Really, really means a lot. And I will, of course, check you guys out in the next video. Keep it retro, and please do take care. Holy shit, Michael. We made it to we slaughtered barbecue. The epitome and the purpose of our trip is to make it to this area.
Oh yes. Food and cattle.
Yep. I just noticed, is that a cemetery way over there? Thank you so much, Jason Stewart, for dropping in $4.99 for me, man. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I was literally about to end, and then I saw that, and I'm like, well, I can't just end it, because then I'm going to be a douchebag. Thank you, Jason. That means a lot, man. Seriously. Seriously. Thank you. You just gave us almost $20 in super chat revenue, so really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Glad you could make it the last second, but money, 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 money. That's exactly right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, dude. Okay. Okay. Did Jason just... Is this Jason's first time being in the live stream, by the way? No, he's been in here. Okay. Thank you, Jason. That means a lot, man. I hope you have a great night. $4.99, dude. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hurry before more shows up. Hey, you can hope, right? No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Take care. Holy shit, Michael. We made it to We Slaughtered Barbecue. The epitome and the purpose of our trip is to make it to this area.
Oh yes. Food and cattle.
Yep. I just noticed, is that a cemetery way over there, or are those cattle?
No, I think that is a small cemetery.
Holy shit, that's kind of cool and creepy. That thing is massive, but there's not just that one. There are spiders literally
There's
everywhere.
one there. There's one there. There's one over there. And then there's this one here.
Dude, they're everywhere on the property.
Huge.
It's
Oh,
cool.
there's one there.